Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigval Green here and welcome to another video. So we got the Golden Armor Wonder Woman challenge over here, and they said that it also drops gears. I never dropped one gear, but that remains to be seen because the chances might be pretty low, and I'm still missing after all this time a gear on Collector or Superman, so everything else is possible. So please let me know in the comments if you can indeed get gears from here. And in this video, we're going to talk about if it's worth gem refreshing for it and how to get through the difficulties as a new player, because as far as I've seen, this is by far the hardest challenge we have gotten so far. So I'm going to try and walk you through each difficulty with some tips for you. And I'm gonna not use any artifacts, and I'm gonna use my Wonder Woman characters, which are not very upgraded because I didn't work on them. So we'll see how that goes. At the same time, I'm not gonna use any artifacts on them, so it's more relatable to you guys. So yeah, let me show you the characters that I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to use my Mythic Wonder Woman. I think I did build her a bit in like the early days when I was playing, because I got this character early on this account, and I carried the arena with it. Most of the gears that I have are going to be raid drops, so that's where I get most of them at high level. I did not build them at high level, and the level of the specials is 1 for those two, and it's gonna be level 40 for this one, so this one will be a little bit upgraded. And passive at level 5. The stats, you can see from the stats that she's really not built, but we got kind of lucky getting some crit chance and crit damage. But the attack, health, and defense are gonna be very low, and she's not gonna be the highest level possible. Other than that, I'm going to use Warrior Queen Wonder Woman. She's gonna be the main damage there in my team, but for your team you can actually use her, because for the most part, except for having a weaker passive, it works the same way, in the sense that it's got armor piercing special 1 and the shields that you can use, and at the same time yeah, it's got a weaker passive, and this one is not really upgraded at all, but it got some gears from raid drop, so it's gonna be yet another mid shield that might absorb some damage if needed, and might use to tag in and out to get ourselves some power. And the third Wonder Woman character that I'm gonna use is just a filler. By the way, what does the passive of this, because this one might be more worth using than what I used. So, yeah, nah, doesn't really do anything. The other one does slightly more. If you got Classic Wonder Woman, put that in there. If not, put the Silver Wonder Woman. This is what I used as a third character, because it's gonna give me some attack. And yeah, with all that being said, those are the characters that I used, and I did not use any artifacts, and let's see how the fights went. Okay, so keep in mind, first of all, that you don't have to use full Wonder Woman team. You can use 1 or 2 Wonder Womans for the first and second difficulty, and just use your stronger character to carry the fight. Keep that in mind. And the goal of those fights is gonna be to finish them perfectly. First one is not that challenging, but there's still a few things to point out. You're gonna have power increase due to Scarecrow. Cheetah is gonna have a super move, so you don't want her using the super move, so you wanna kill her as soon as possible, because yet again, you could tank another character to tank this, but we want 3-star it, so we can sim it later on down the track. So first up, don't tag out while Grodd is active, and don't use specials until it's a super move against Grodd, because he's also got a shield. Keep that in mind. Also, I don't recommend trying to combo and chop that much on this one, though if you're at the point where you can combo and chop, you most likely will have no problems with this, because this is the old AI character, so they're gonna mess up your combo interruptions. But yeah, for first difficulty, be mindful of Cheetah's super move, and at the same time, be careful with Grodd's super shield, and with the fact that his passive is gonna drag you back into the fight. Second difficulty, yet again, should be easy, because you don't have to use full Wonder Woman team, as I'm doing here. You can simply use any character from your roster that's strong enough to carry with 2 Wonder Woman teammates, and just let him do the trick. For most of you, it will most likely be Conflant Succumbent, so you're gonna be fine. So first up, we're gonna hit Grodd. Again, do your best not to use any specials against him, and be careful with the special tree. Like, the special tree is gonna be your friend on Grodd, because it's gonna be predictable enough, and you can shield it to an extent where you don't take that much damage. And you should do that, because you'd rather shield that instead of a Cheetah super move, because you can shield the Cheetah super move. It's pretty much about building the combo and using a special to deal higher amounts of damage. I should have tagged in and out sooner, but we're eventually doing it, because I took some damage. Most specials that they do, you should shield, because it blocks more and they also heal less. So if you can't do that, at least block them. Be careful not to get hit if possible. I mean, look, this is gonna be at some points unavoidable, but be careful not to get hit by Black Manta, because that's really gonna mess you up. And Black Manta kind of doesn't use specials unless you're very close range to him, so be mindful of that. Okay, so Grodd tagged me back in. I did a little bit of a mistake there, but we're gonna back off and finish this one off. Again, this should not be a struggle for you because you do have to use only 2 Wondermans. Now, the third difficulty is gonna be a little bit of a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't think some of the new players are gonna be able to go through this content without having a decently built Mythic Wonder Woman. But if you really want to farm this challenge, you should get Mythic Wonder Woman to like level 40 years with some decent bonuses. Get the special one to like level 30 and the shield to level 30. You could possibly do it at even lower values. And boy, this Grodd, for example, is taking no damage. But again, we can't tag out, so you got to be patient. Make sure to swipe down. He doesn't seem to use at all the special one, though still be mindful of that because he might randomly use it. And be very careful, pay close attention when he lifts up to the sky to go to heaven like Harambe did. You need to press shield because he's gonna heavily damage you. But if you do shield that, it's gonna heavily mitigate it and damage him instead. Like, as far as I've experienced, the biggest friend of yours and threat in this fight is going to be that Grodd special tree. Okay, Cheetah is getting close to super move over here, so we're going to go step here on the tag-in for a Queen Wonder Woman, try to finish her off with a special one, and we are sadly not able to do that. I tried the jump attack in case you wanted to maybe do super move to try and extend it. Okay, we got hit by Manta there, but it's okay. We got our weaker Wonder Woman hit, and she's not dead, so we can still have a chance to finish this 3 stars. Just special 2 there, gonna back off. Grodd is back in there again, don't use specials. And try to back away from him, but you should be like mid-range distance, not that far away to try and trigger his like special tree. And if he doesn't want to use specials, just hit him until he tags out. But make sure you got your hand on the super move or your finger. Make sure you're ready to use super move because as soon as Cheetah enters the fight, she's gonna do super move and you have to be quicker than her, or at the very special one. I went extra safe here and went for a super move as soon as she tagged in super move, so she can't hit me with hers. Meta is gonna get down and we're going to deal some damage because of the Mythic Wonder Woman passive here against Grodd as well, and that's the whole challenge clear with unbuilt artifact, unbuilt characters, no artifact. Okay, now keep in mind, this is a cool character. This is a character that I'll be farming myself, but is not a great character. She's like the 3rd worst legendary in the game, and you could have a max efficiency outcome without even having her. So if you're unable to clear the 3rd tier, don't go ahead and waste all your resources on upgrading Wonder Woman characters that you're gonna use for no purpose other than this one to clear the 3rd difficulty, because it's simply not gonna be worth it. Just don't go out of your way to get crazy good Wonder Woman just to be able to clear this. It's simply not worth it. And look, your Wonder Womans are most likely gonna be weaker than mine because while I did my best to go with minimum resources into that, at the end of the day I did use a 5-star Mythic Wonder Woman that had like close to full level 60 years from raid drops, and even though the bonuses on those were most likely terrible, they were still there, and I had a level 40 special one. So if you can't clear the 3rd difficulty, don't beat yourself up too much and just be patient because you'll eventually unlock her, and if you unlock her at a slower pace, it's really not gonna be the end of the world. It's a cool character, she looks cool, she's amazing in Arena and Champions Arena when built, but not straight off the get-go, and you should definitely farm her, but don't go out of your way to waste resources and don't gem refresh. It's very expensive to gem refresh for her, and as I said previously, she's not gonna be as efficient in any other game modes other than Arena and Champions Arena, and that's not something you should drop gems on. But I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please subscribe and like and comment for the algorithm, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.